Hello everyone and welcome to this video of Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial. And today in our tutorial we will be talking to you about the Ripple Edit tool, Rolling Edit tool, and the Rate Stretch tool. So let's not waste any time and get right into this video. So over here you can see that I have 5 view clips, and here you can see that I have an audio clip as well, which I will use today in order to show you how the Ripple Edit, Rolling Edit tool, and Rate Stretch tool works. First comes up the Ripple Edit tool. Shortcut on your keyboard is the letter B. Okay, so it is a very powerful tool for making edits to your video clips while automatically adjusting the surrounding clips to maintain the overall duration of the sequence. Now, using the selection tool, I can also do the same thing for my Ripple Edit tool. As you can see, when I press Control down on my keyboard, select it and move it, you can see that over here it is actually shifting it to the left side, but it doesn't do it for all of my videos. Now let me press Ctrl Z to undo that, and let's go ahead and select the Ripple Edit tool. Okay, now over here you can see that in my video I have this option where I want to basically create a 5-second video clip for each video over here. Okay, now in the first video we can see that it is less than 5 seconds. So what I'd like to do is move it to the 5-second. So in the first video over here you can see that my clip over here is exactly 5 seconds, which is correct. Now I will move on to the second video, and here you can see that it's more than 10 seconds. Now using the Ripple Edit tool, I will move it to the left side, but before that let me just use the selection tool to move it this side. And now you can see that using the selection tool I moved it towards 10 seconds, but now I have a problem, which is basically I have to move all of these clips over here together in order to make them merged. All right, now using the Ripple Edit tool, I can do this work instead of like doing 2 steps or 3 steps more. So let's select the Ripple Edit tool and then move it to 10 seconds. And you will notice when I move this to 10 seconds, up above, it's giving me a counter of the ending of my video, basically how much time I'm using in this video, as you can see clearly. Okay, now since I just want 10 seconds over here, I want it to be 5. So let's select 5.00 seconds. Okay, now afterwards, if I go over here, select this. Now I want this to be 5 seconds also, but this is more than 5 seconds. So let's select it and make it 5 seconds. Okay, there you go. Now you can see after using the Ripple Edit tool, the rest of the clips over here shift by themselves, and I don't have to use the selection tool, click and drag, and then move them together again. Okay, now let's edit this part and make it 5 seconds also using the Ripple Edit tool. Okay, there you go, 5.0. And afterwards here you can see that this is just 4 seconds, so I want to make it 5 seconds. Done. All right, so this is how you use the Ripple Edit tool. And now let's use the Ripple Edit tool to also make our audio 5 seconds. I mean, match up with the rest of our video clips, not 5 seconds. Okay, now if I play the video, you'll notice that over here okay, so that was the whole video clip, and now you can see that this is how you use it. All right, so let's go ahead and go through the summary of how to use it in a detailed explanation. First, you always have to select the Ripple Edit tool over here in order to use it, or use the B key on your keyboard to activate the tool. Then we have to adjust the in and out points, which is basically hovering your cursor over the edge of the clip until you see the ripple or yellow icon over here, which is similar to the selection tool's trim icon, but this time instead of red, it is yellow. Okay. This indicates that you can perform a ripple edit. Click and drag the edge of the clip to a desired position to trim or extend it. Then the ripple edit behavior, which is basically when you move the edge of the clip of the ripple edit tool, the adjacent clips on the timeline will automatically accommodate to change. Okay. If you shorten a clip, the following clips shift earlier in time to close the time gap. For example, if I shorten it like this, again, it will close in to basically fix the gap in your timeline. Just press Ctrl Z to go back. And now the ripple edit with keyboard shortcuts is basically you can perform the ripple edit by using the keyboard shortcut with the ripple edit tool selected. Select the second bracket key over here, okay, to trim the clip to the left. Okay, select it and then trim it to the left or to the right, as you can clearly see. Okay, now afterwards, let's go back over here. So ripple edit tool and ripple edit multiple clips. And you can ripple edit multiple clips as well. Ripple edit tool can also be used to perform ripple edits on multiple clips simultaneously. Just select multiple clips by holding down the shift key. For example, let's select this, plus shift, select this and this. Okay. And then say I want to shorten it to like 3 seconds. Now I can do that also. Click and then I'll make it short to 3 seconds. There you go. And afterwards, you can see that this does not work because I did not hold down my shift key. So now I'm holding down my shift key and then trying to do this. Now afterwards, let's do this again. Okay. All right, now you can see that our ripple edit tool has simultaneously clipped 3 videos over here using the shift hold key. Okay, so the ripple edit tool is an efficient way to make adjustments to your video clips without disrupting the time and flow of your sequence. It helps you maintain the overall duration of your project by automatically adjusting adjacent clips as you trim or extend individual clips. And yes, you can extend individual clips as well. Let's say I want to extend this, and now you can see that the ripple edit tool automatically adjusts the rest of the clips sequence and space in my timeline, just like that. If I do it full, okay, if I do it full over here, you can see that after I come over here and try to extend it, there we go, I can extend it more. Let's do the full amount. But here you can see that when I click over here, if I misclick and not click the clip that I'm trying to trim, we will have some errors just like that. Okay, now we don't want that. We want to make sure that we select our clips perfectly while using the ripple edit tool, or you will see that I will have problems like that. Okay, make sure you know which side you're trying to ripple by seeing that arrow key. If it's this side, then it's trying to ripple the video on the right side. Okay, if it's the left side, then it's going to be like this. All right, okay, so let's move on to the next tool over here, which is our rolling edit tool. Now, what does the rolling edit tool do? And before I do that or do anything with the rolling edit tool, let me tell you. The rolling edit tool in Adobe Premiere Pro is a tool used for adjusting the edit points between 2 adjacent clips on the timeline. It allows you to change the content of clips without affecting the overall duration of the sequence. Okay, now what you need to do in order to use the rolling edit tool is first you have to click it from our tool panel and then click and drag to adjust the edit point. Okay, so for example, you want to adjust this edit point over here. Let's say I do that. Okay, and now over here you can see that using the rolling edit tool, let's say I had all of these clips in a single line. That way it's easier to explain it to you. Move them here. Okay, now if I use the rolling edit tool, okay, now see that I'm trying to increase it and it works. If I try to decrease it, it will work too. See, this is what happens. It will basically change the duration of the adjacent clip, but the overall duration of our sequence remains the same, as you can clearly see. Let's say I want to increase the duration of this clip while trying to make sure that this part stays the same. Okay, let's do that. And now here you can see that it increased over here, and I didn't have to cut anything with our razor tool in order to basically move this file over there or trim it with our selection tool. Okay, now I can decrease it as well. Okay, now you can monitor the ripple and trim indicators, which is basically as you move the edit point, you will see the ripple trim indicators displayed on our timeline. Okay, now see that when I do this over here on the right side, it's telling that it's 1 second. Basically 1 second is being removed, and here 1 second is being added. 2 seconds removed. 3 seconds removed almost. There you go. Okay, so afterwards, you can also fine-tune the edit point. To make precise adjustments to the edit point, you can hold Control on your keyboard, okay? But if you're using Apple, you have to use the Command key if you're using a Mac while dragging. For example, let's say I'm trying to basically increase this part, so I'll click on it, and then I'll press Control, and then if I try to move it, you'll notice that over here, we're having a bit more control over what I want to do. Okay. All right. So the rolling edit tool is particularly useful when you want to adjust the content within a sequence without changing its overall duration. It allows you to seamlessly modify the relationship between adjacent clips, and remember, it's only adjacent clips, creating smoother transitions or refining the timing or specific elements in your video project. With the rolling edit tool, you have greater flexibility in manipulating elements in your video project. With the rolling edit tool, you can also enhance the flow and cohesiveness of your sequence. All right, so this is all for the rolling edit tool. Let's move on forward with the next tool, which is the rate stretch tool. Now, what the rate stretch tool does in Adobe Premiere Pro is basically it is used to change the speed and duration of a clip on the timeline. It allows you to stretch or compress a clip, adjusting its playback speed while maintaining its position within the sequence. Now let's go over here. Now let's say I want to basically increase the speed of my audio over here. So I can just click on it, make it shorter. Okay, now if I play the video, you'll notice something. Okay, now let's do it a bit more. What is happening is basically after I selected the rate stretch tool, I position my cursor on the edge of the clip, and after I hovered it, you can see that we have the rate stretch icon. The edge can either be in a point or out point of the clip. Now then I clicked and drag it to adjust the clip's duration. Now, you will have to click and drag the edge of the clip to the right to shorten the duration and increase the playback speed, and drag to the left to lengthen its duration and decrease its playback speed. As you drag, you'll see the duration of the clip changing in the program panel. Okay, now what I did is basically I went to the left, I shortened it, but I made my clip's speed way faster. But if I just increase it, okay, you'll notice something right now, that my clip's audio is playing really slow. Right? So this is what is basically happening while you're trying to use the rate stretch tool. Now, in order to make precise speed adjustments, you can hold the control key just like our first or the second tool that I've been teaching you, which is the rolling edit tool, and then using it on a clip that you want to do. We can also use this on our video clips over here. For example, let's say I use view number 5. So let me go over here. Okay, now here you can see that our video is in a normal speed. Now I can make it slow as well by increasing the duration. Now let's play it again. And here you're seeing that it is slow, okay? And inside you're seeing that there's a 33.12% decrease in the speed, okay? So let's go ahead and make it small this time. And now if I play it, you'll notice that our clip is moving way faster than before. Right? It is moving a bit fast. So let's make it a bit more shorter to see the effect again. Now you can see that it's moving more fast. All right. So this is how you basically use the rate stretch tool. Now you can also preserve a pitch option. By default, Premiere Pro maintains the original pitch of the audio when you change the speed of a clip using the rate stretch tool. However, you can enable on or disable the preserve pitch option in the control panel or FX control panel. So let's go to the FX control panel over here. There you go. After going here, we can go to the volume. Okay, after going over here, we'll basically bring in the preserve pitch option and then adjust how our audio pitch changes with the speed alteration. Okay, so let's go back to our source panel over here, and now I will also tell you why the rate stretch tool is useful. It is a very valuable tool for manipulating the speed and duration of clips in your video project. It allows you to create slow motion or time-lapse effects, fit clips into specific time frames, or achieve creative timing adjustments. By using the rate stretch tool effectively, you have greater control over the pacing and timing of your sequence, enhancing the overall visual storytelling of your project. All right, so go ahead, pop in some media into your project, put them in your timeline, and then fiddle with these three tools that I just explained to you today: the ripple edit tool, the rolling edit tool, and the rate stretch tool. All right, make sure you practice them in order to know how to use them effectively and efficiently. And that is all for this video.